If you're sending out tens of applications on a daily basis but hearing nothing but silence, I want you to watch this video till the very end because you might be making mistakes with your resume and I want you to know what they are and how you can avoid them. If it feels like you're spending so much time searching for and applying for jobs but not really getting anywhere, you're not alone. Many job searchers feel the same for a very long time until they kind of crack the code of how to do those applications in the right way and how to differentiate themselves in the job market. It can feel very demotivating to not hear back from the companies you're desperate to work with, or you're simply very eager to get a job, but it feels like no one's giving you that opportunity. And the problem we may not realize is that sometimes we keep doing the same things over and over again and expect different results. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. We need to find what is not working and we need to fix that to achieve our goals. So in this video, I'm going to cover the main resume mistakes that I see people are making quite commonly, and I'm going to take you through those mistakes so that you can realize if you're making them, and also we're going to talk about how you can avoid them so that you can improve your resumes and also the outcomes of your applications. Hey, if we're just meeting, my name is Elif and I'm a marketing strategist and educator, and I make weekly videos on this channel about digital marketing and marketing career related topics. So if that's interesting to you, you might consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this one. Without further ado, I'm going to jump ahead and start with the top mistake that I see people make with their resumes all the time, and that is being too generic and not customizing the resume for the specific job post or the company. Guys, simply this is being lazy, and I don't want you to be lazy, and the employers don't want you to be lazy as well. They recognize this. So you have to customize your resume for the specific job post and the company, especially if it's a company that you really want to work with. If it's not a company that you don't really want to work with, then don't apply for that job. Here are a couple of things that I want you to pay attention to when you are customizing your resume for the job post. Number one, try to use the keywords that the employer has used in the job post itself. So try to look at how they describe the role and the responsibilities that this person is going to handle, and try to incorporate those keywords into your resume if they obviously match your experience and skills. But if they do, if it is a good match, if you think it's a good match, and don't apply if it's not a good match, it's a great advantage to use those keywords within your own resume. So when the recruiter is going through your resume, immediately those keywords are going to catch their attention. And the other thing about using those keywords in your resume is that when you are using the jargon, do I say jargon? Is that how it's pronounced? When you use the jargon in your resume, you also reflect your knowledge and experience with that role and that industry. Second top mistake that I see people make all the time is adding irrelevant information, such as having a detailed address on the resume, or maybe having multiple emails, especially the unprofessional email addresses that you had back in the day from all the way from middle school or high school. Don't put them on your resume. Create a more professional looking email address for your applications if you don't already have one, and start using that as of today. Other things that can be irrelevant for the resume are some skills that don't really matter for that specific job or that company, as well as irrelevant work experiences. And I know that you want to put everything on your resume, especially in the early years of your career, because you don't have a long list of experiences for that specific role that you're applying for. You want to put everything that you have so far, but if it's very, very irrelevant, if it doesn't really contribute anything whatsoever to your application, then maybe skipping that is a better idea. So on this topic, once you put everything on your resume and once you are doing your review, your proofreading, ask yourself this question: is the information on this document relevant and important for the reader? If you can confidently answer that question, yes, everything is very relevant and very important, then go ahead. But if you have doubts, make sure that you get at least a second opinion, or if you're really unsure about it and if your gut is telling you that it's really not necessary to put that on there, then press delete. And number three is grammar, language, and linking errors. And this is a very, very easy one to avoid. So I really want you to pay attention to this and solve this issue as soon as possible. All you have to do really is to use a spell check tool or use Grammarly, or just ask a friend whose language skills are better than yours so that you can just have a second pair of eyes on that document and they just go through it. And if there's any errors that you haven't seen at a first glance, then maybe they will catch it and let you know so that you can just avoid that, because this is so easy to avoid and fix. The second piece of this mistake is the linking errors, and this mostly comes into play when your document is a PDF format and you have hyperlinks within your document, which is something I do all the time. I tend to use the PDF format and I always have hyperlinks to my website, to my YouTube channel, to any other relevant information or sources that I want to link from my resume, but I always make sure that the hyperlinks are working and they're going to the right address. So my quick tip here is that once you've done all your spell checks, once you've asked a friend to check it for you, and once you've also done the QA for your links, I want you to do it another time and another time to make sure that everything is functional and everything is errorless. Number 4 is another very common one, and it is to use very broad and generic sentences to describe your work experience. What am I exactly talking about here, you may ask? Here's an example. I have 2 years of digital marketing experience in a multinational team. When I say that, does it really make any sense to you? What exactly is my experience? Did I tell you anything about my specific experience, my challenges, my accomplishments, my failures, how I worked, what type of team I was working in? Does it tell you anything specific about my skills and what I've exactly done within that role? So let's now revise that sentence to make it a little more relevant and valid. During the first year of my time at X company, I worked on social media marketing specifically, where I've created over Y number of assets and helped to grow the social media following from X% to Y%. Do you feel the second version makes a difference and it's a more stronger argument now? I think so. So here are a couple of questions that can guide you when you are describing your experience on your resume. What exactly have you achieved? What was your role in that team, or maybe the story of a project? Also, don't forget to include your challenges as well and try to describe how you approached it and what was your method to solve that problem if you were able to do that. Okay, we're moving to the last 2, but if you are enjoying the video so far, if you learned something from this video so far, then I want you to please stretch that finger of yours and hit that like button for me, because it tells me that you found value in this video, and that's really important for me and for the algorithm so that more people can benefit from this video. Number 6 is another one that you can avoid so easily, and I see this so often. Some resumes are just so difficult to read and follow through, and you can simply fix this by using some of the amazing templates that already exist on the internet. For me, the Microsoft Word type 1 column long resume format is so boring and so out of date that I personally think that this person hasn't really taken the time to look at the new tools that they could have used to build their resume. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think it is. If there are any recruiters watching this video, please comment below what your thoughts are on different styles of resumes. But for me, this is an important one, and especially because we're in the marketing industry and creativity has to be a part of our job. So here are a couple of questions that I want you to think about in terms of the style and design of your resume as you're building it. Number 1 is, if I look at it for the first time as an objective person, is it easy to follow through, and can I find the different sections of the resume at a glance very easily? Number 2 is, how long is the document, and are there any sections that I can remove or any unnecessary sentences that I can remove from the resume? This is a question that I regularly ask myself, even when I am typing a message to a friend or a social media post or a blog post, whatever it is. Always ask yourself, did I write any unnecessary or repetitive sentences that don't really need to be there? And if I take it out, will the document lose its meaning? If the document won't lose the meaning, then just press delete. Number 3 is, are you using legible colors and fonts? Number 4, is the information well organized and again easy to read through? And I wanted to emphasize this because the long essay format type of writing for resume, it really doesn't work. But on the other end of the spectrum, some people like to use a lot of emojis or a very casual language. That's also a little bit too goofy. So we're really looking for the balance between too boring and too goofy. And number 7, and the final one, is not using a cover letter to support your resume. And I know this isn't necessarily about the resume itself, but it is so important. It is the opportunity to explain your resume further, and it is the opportunity to kind of shine through among the other applicants. So you never want to skip that opportunity of supporting your resume with a cover letter. And believe me, I know that writing cover letters takes time, especially if you are customizing it for every specific company and job post. but let me tell you, it's really worth it in the end, and I want you to do it if you want to be successful with your applications. And that's a wrap for this video. If you like this one, there's another video where I talk about how to create your resume, how to exactly do it step by step, and I cover the best practices of resume writing. So if you enjoyed this one, I think you will enjoy that one as well, and I will put it on the end screen right here. So go ahead, watch that one as well to perfect your resumes, and good luck with your applications. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.